Welcome to our Life After 40 Midlife Bible Study. This is not a sermon, it's not a debate, and it's not about proving theological points. What this is a reflection on Scripture through the lens of midlife, that season where identity, pressure, responsibility, and faith begin to feel different than they did before. Midlife changes how we hear Scripture. It slows us down. It makes us more honest. My name is Philip Blackett, and I'm a husband, father, follower of Jesus Christ, and the founder of Life After 40. I help adults in midlife transform their health, wealth, and relationships, both with God and with one another, so they can thrive in the second half of life. For more support, visit our website at lifeafter40.com, subscribe to our channel here, and join our midlife transformation community at the link below. Now let's get started. Last week in our midlife Bible study, we looked at Jesus' baptism in Matthew chapter 3. Before he performed a miracle, before he built a following, before he demonstrated power, God said, "This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased." Identity before performance, beloved before productive, approved before impressive. And today we move directly into Matthew chapter 4. And what happens next is something deeply human: temptation. But not temptation the way we often imagine it. This is the temptation to prove. And after 40 years old, that hits differently for us. So let's read in the book of Matthew, chapter 4, verses 1 through 11 together. Jesus is tested in the wilderness. Then Jesus was led by the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted by the devil. After fasting 40 days and 40 nights, he was hungry. The tempter came to him and said, "If you are the Son of God, tell these stones to become bread." Jesus answered, "It is written, man shall not live on bread alone, but on every word that comes from the mouth of God." Then the devil took him to the holy city and had him stand on the highest point of the temple. "If you are the Son of God," he said, "throw yourself down, for it is written, he will command his angels concerning you, and they will lift you up in their hands, so that you will not strike your foot against a stone." Jesus answered him, "It is also written, do not put the Lord your God to the test." Again, the devil took him to a very high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world and their splendor. "All this I will give you," he said, "if you will bow down and worship me." Jesus said to him, "Away from me, Satan, for it is written, worship the Lord your God and serve him only." Then the devil left him, and angels came and attended him. In that reading, maybe one phrase stayed with you. For me, it was this: "If you are the Son of God." That phrase repeats itself, and it reveals everything. Jesus has just heard the Father declare his identity. "This is my beloved Son." And immediately he is led into the wilderness, not to build something, not to impress anyone, not to gather influence, but to be tested. And the enemy does not begin by questioning his ability. He questions his identity. If you are the Son of God, prove it. Turn stones into bread. Throw yourself down. Take the kingdoms. Prove it. And that question echoes loudly in midlife for us. After 40 years old, most of us are not tempted by obvious rebellion. We are tempted by pressure. Pressure to keep producing. Pressure to stay relevant. To provide more. Pressure to be strong. Be dependable. Be impressive. The temptation shifts from indulgence to proving. And proving is exhausting. Let's look at temptation number 1, turning stones into bread. Turn these stones into bread. You see, this is not just about hunger. It's about self-reliance. If you're capable, fix it. If you're strong, handle it. If you're gifted, use it. The midlife version, I'll carry this. I don't need help. I will push through. We are often more tempted by competence than by sin. We overfunction. We overextend. We quickly resent that no one sees the weight we carry. Jesus responds, "Man shall not live by bread alone." Provision is not identity. Solving is not the source. And midlife often exposes how much of our identity is built on being the one who handles everything. Temptation number 2. Throw yourself down. The angels will catch you. This temptation is about visibility, about spectacle, about proving relevance. The midlife version of this? Show them what you can do. Don't disappear. Stay impressive. For professionals, entrepreneurs, parents, leaders, this one is real. There is a quiet fear. What if I have peaked? What if I am fading? What if I am no longer needed? So we perform, we defend, we hustle, we curate, and underneath it is the same phrase. If you are, fill in the blank. Prove it. But identity secure in God does not need theatrics. After 40, maybe the most radical act is to simply stop performing. Temptation number 3, bow and receive everything. All this I will give you. The shortcut to power, the shortcut to influence, the shortcut to control. Midlife temptation is rarely chaos. It's often compromise. Staying in roles that erode your soul, trading inner peace for security, accepting environments that slowly shape you in ways you did not intend in the first place, convincing yourself it's fine, but it costs you internally in the long run. Jesus refuses, not dramatically, not defensively, just steadily. Because identity secure in the Father does not grasp for kingdoms. Here's the core insight. Every temptation often begins the same way. In this passage, if you are the Son of God, identity and security is the lever, and midlife exposes identity's insecurity in subtle ways. When careers shift, when bodies change, when recognition fades, when energy dips, when your role evolves, you begin asking, am I still capable? Am I still valuable? Am I still relevant? Am I still strong? And when identity feels shaky, proving becomes addictive. But proving drains you. Proving steals rest. Proving fuels anxiety. Proving isolates you. Jesus did not prove himself in the wilderness. He trusted what had already been spoken. This is my beloved son. And maybe midlife isn't about becoming more impressive. Maybe it's about becoming more secure. I've noticed in my own life how easy it is to slip into proving mode, trying to validate impact, trying to justify direction, trying to show I'm still building something meaningful. And sometimes the quiet invitation from God is, you don't have to prove what I have already established. That is humbling. And quite frankly, that is also freeing. So here's the question for this week's Midlife Bible Study. Where in your life are you still trying to prove something that God may have already settled? Not fix, not solve, just notice. Where are you operating from insecurity instead of a secure identity? Jesus left the wilderness without spectacle, without applause, without shortcuts, just anchored. And maybe that is the invitation for midlife. Not louder, not bigger, not more impressive, just more secure. And if this resonated with you, let it sit with you this week. You do not need to change everything overnight. Awareness is often enough. And if you are walking through midlife and want a place to reflect on health, purpose, faith, and identity together, our midlife transformation community is always open. But for now, carry this with you this week. A friendly reminder that you are beloved and you do not have to prove it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next week in our Midlife Bible Study.